Sir, I'm filming an episode of the Survival Guide. I paid you off, didn't I? Mining the wrong block? I've never done that. Idea about this base. I think I'm actually going to remove all of this. So I've spent the past few in-game hours gathering up a little bit of supplies we can use to start our base. We're going to head out here to the west where I think we're going to start building this, and I'll show you guys how I go about designing my horde bases in 7 Days to Die. This is a nice area to do it. Nice flat area. Good visibility once you get rid of the trees. So what do you do when... Hang on. Oi. I'm filming here. So, what do you do when you want to make your horde base from scratch? Well, you need to figure out first of all what your primary weapon you're going to be using is. Now, I know that my primary weapon for this horde night is going to be the sledgehammer and a bit of shotgun as well. So I know I'm going to need to build my base around the idea of using melee combat. So, what I think I'm going to go for is a standard sort of death tube design where you have a row of trapdoors and you stand behind them and hit the zombies. I think I'm going to raise mine up a few blocks so that I can take advantage of the staggering mechanics of the sledgehammer. I'm going to dig out a few holes where I can start placing the pillars for my base. I think I'm going to make them 3 above the ground. And I think as well, if you're wondering by the way why I'm digging this down into here, it's because I don't like to have my frames flush against the ground, because for whatever reason the zombie decides to break this block and then the block under it, the entire pillar will fall if it's not sufficiently supported. So I like to put mine 2 blocks down in the ground just to be extra sure it's not going to fall over when one zombie decides to dig a random block. I want my tube to be about 5 blocks long, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come up the middle. I'm going to make this one more tall. I can't quite grab that other one. Reinforce this. One thing I should mention, by the way, the concrete here is wet concrete. It only has 1500 health, but after about a day, in fact that must be wrong, I forget how long it takes, but it takes a while for this to become full reinforced concrete, but when it does become that, it has a whole lot more health. That's why you want to do this in preparation for the horde night, and not just before, because wet concrete is a liability on horde night. You can see that you run out of concrete really quickly when you do... Sir, I'm filming an episode of the Survival Guide. I paid you off, didn't I? Amazing. You can give people all the money in the world and they'll still try and get on camera. Anyway, if we come over here to the shape and select rebar frame ramp, we can make a bit of a ramp here that the zombies are going to go up. And we want them to go up the ramp so that when they come here, they stand here, I sledgehammer them, and they fall down. And then they have to come all the way back up the ramp. Now there's a lot of really complex designs out there for horde bases. This is just a really simple one that probably won't stand up forever, but I feel like this will do well enough for the first 30 days once I'm finished building this and it's fully reinforced. So, I'm going to now bring this back a further 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be the block that we're going to stand on during the horde night, and I'm going to put an extra pillar here, dig down again, just to make sure it matches up. Oh dear. I don't think I have the metal on me to fix that. That's going to be a minor inconvenience. You know what, I'm just going to break this one. If you're wondering where I got the rebar frames from, by the way, I bought them from Trader Bob, if I didn't put that clip in. Let's try this again. Here we go. And we've run out of concrete. I'm going to run back to the base and get some of the concrete we've been cooking up. we just got enough for another 10 of these blocks, which isn't fantastic, but the entire base doesn't have to be made out of reinforced concrete just now. I have plenty of cobblestone and wood to do the rest of the base in. I really want to make sure that these pillars and the foundations, essentially, of the base are in reinforced concrete. So one thing you should keep in mind when designing your horde base, especially if you're using pillars like me, is that structural integrity is a factor in 7 Days to Die. If you build too far off of a support, everything will collapse. If you want a more in-depth explanation of structural integrity in 7 Days to Die, I have a very short video about the topic on this channel. I believe it's called Structural Integrity Explained in 6 Minutes. It's pretty good, check it out if you really want to make sure that your structures aren't going to fall. It's too much to cover in one single episode of the survival guide right now. And we're out of concrete, okay. So one thing I'm going to start making now as well is the hatches. Apparently I can make some iron hatches, only one. Well, I'll just go for 6 wooden hatches. So, the design idea here is that you put the hatch up and the zombie gets caught on it. It's similar to the door design I used on the other base. Now, if you want to make sure that you've got this facing the right way, you want to press R. And make sure the handle is facing towards your feet and the hinges away from you. And it does it like that. And we're going to repeat this. And I fell off. Leave me alone. Anyway, as you can see, this concrete here has dried up and now it has a lot more health. I'm not going to attack it to show you how much. I think it's something like 4,000 or 3,000, something like that. And I'm going to build this right here. So the basic design of this here is you stand on this, behind this door here, and then the zombies come along and you hit them, they fall back down, they have to climb back up. If that one breaks, you come back, you do it again. Obviously, this will be covered so that they can't just walk around the trapdoors, but concrete is in short supply right now. So I might just finish the rest of the base. Good old-fashioned stone and wood. So I want this base to move on like... I'm going to put a sort of a wall around this. I don't know why I said sort of, it is a wall. And you want to just place these in. One thing I am going to do with this base though is make sure that the ceiling is made out of bars. That way if vultures spawn, which they probably won't on your first horde night anyway, but if they do, you can just attack them through the bars without having to worry about them breaking your blocks above. I'm going to reinforce all of these into cobblestone at least, and then I'll get back to you guys. There we go, I feel much more secure with that now. I need to get a little bit more concrete for this piece right here, but that's not the most vital part of the base. I need to get a lot more iron for this as well. You can see even I'm struggling to get up here, but if I sort of crouch jump I can get up. There we go. So why is this open? Well, I want to expand this base into a big tower that goes into the sky. I think that would be a really fun horde base. You know, there's a lot of horde base designs out there, and if you want to find the most efficient horde base, then just look up the most efficient horde base. There's plenty of them out there. Reach Gaming does a lot of videos about horde bases. I prefer to just kind of go with this as a front door to my base because it's just so dependable. Like, next update they're going to nerf this mechanic, but like in general this front door to your base is a very dependable one if you're using strength or things that have direct line of sight. I think after that though we'll build it into a big tower which goes into the sky, and I'll have lots of layers of traps and electronic stuff that I can really show you guys how to use on each level. Maybe every week we can add another level and do something different with it. That would be pretty interesting, I think. Right now I think I'm just going to get this set up to be a bit of a empty room just so I have somewhere to fall back to other than that door. So I'll do that and get back to you guys. I literally have a video on this channel that explains why that is a stupid thing to do. I'm putting this pillar in here so that it definitely won't collapse on me again as I'm trying to figure out the shape of this room here. I'm going to take a little moment out of the video here to remind you that if you're enjoying today's video and want to see the 7 Days to Die survival guide series continue, please leave a like, and if you're feeling especially generous, comment something down below. It lets me know that you guys want to see these videos. As I've said in the past, if you don't want to watch them, I don't want to make them. Simple as that. Never even fucking happened. Mining the wrong block? I've never done that. What kind of an idiot would mine the wrong block? I mean, all you have to do is line up the fucking pillar above with the floor. I mean, you would have to be completely moronic to make that mistake. I've just had an idea about this base. I think I'm actually going to remove all of this and go for some bars around here, so that if there are any zombies sort of hitting these blocks here, or just generally hiding underneath it, I can come along to the bars and shoot them from above. I think that would save materials and just be a pretty good base design as well. I think for the sake of structural integrity though, I am going to match up the center points here, just to be extra careful. And I'm out of wood, of course I am. I came into this with about 500 wood and now I've ran out about 4 times. I think this is a pretty solid start to our base. Obviously this will probably need walls, but honestly for your first horde, this would probably be sufficient to survive. But if we want to make this really survivable, we should put walls on here and then put another ceiling on here. But really all that matters is that we have this here and these here, and we'll be able to survive the first horde night. I think during the night I'm going to go out and I'm going to get as much stone as I can for the concrete here. I'm going to gather up a load of wood and then I'll come back, upgrade this base, and then I'll probably have time to do a few jobs for Trader Bob, and then we can do our horde night, but that will be in the next video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like and comment down below if you have any horde based tips for any new players out there. If you're new to the channel and want to see more like this, or if you like my tutorial / explanation videos, which are much shorter and more focused, hit that subscribe button. But with that guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.